at 8, so we're about 40 minutes away from that, and we don't want you to miss it. You get 2 shots at it with us alone, and then 7 throughout the day. It's called the Preston Steve Money Clip, so that's on the way. But before we get to any of that, whatever kind of a weekend you had, if it was a rough one and you need something as a bit of a distraction or something to maybe think about, this might be it. There was a poll that was done. Who did this? Small Luxury Hotels of the World was the research. It was commissioned by this group. And they essentially asked 2,000 Americans to reveal what their simple pleasures, their favorite simple pleasures in life are.
Yes.
Okay, so just the easy stuff that most of this stuff gets overlooked. But if you are in the presence of mind to recognize when you are enjoying something, man, it's a way to savor it. It's a way to realize that, yes, it can take you away from whatever sidelining issues you might have for a moment or two.
I had this conversation yesterday with my neighbor. He's a great guy. And I was saying that, you think about the world of politics and you think of the geopolitical. For the most part, that doesn't trickle down to affect you,
directly.
Yes. And so those are things that can wind you up.
Yeah.
And you forget about the simple joy of sitting outside with some friends.
Yeah.
Of putting on a movie that you really like. Of sitting in the like by a window and watching, like a rainstorm or something.
Right.
All those things are simple joys of life. And people don't appreciate them.
Now, there's 50 of them on this list, but before I go through this, what are ones that come to mind for you personally that you really like?
It can be as general as for me, my zen comes in the form of watching a good movie. I'm a cinephile, but also if outside, feeling the sun on you. I mean, if you can take it down to that rudimentary an experience, that to me is a simple joy. I love to go out and be outside.
And to be even like a little more specific on my end, like peanut butter on toast and a cup of coffee.
Yes.
That's so funny.
On like a Saturday morning when I didn't have to get up early and maybe nobody else is up and it's a little quiet. It's peaceful. It's great. And I love that.
When I've cleaned all of the cat boxes by like 8:30 in the morning.
And you're done with it.
And I'm done.
Wait, and do you like rake it so it's like smooth on top of the litter?
Each one has a Zen garden in it, Cat.
Yeah. I don't know if that would be Zen for me. That's just an annoyance, and it's finally over.
But having it over is the joy.
No, but coffee on the beach.
Okay.
Coffee in the morning on the beach.
Okay. Nick?
Beer on the beach is also a good one, like beer in the summer.
Mashed potatoes in the surf.
Yeah, that's delicious. Also, Kathy, this for whatever reason makes me think of you, but like a clean set of towels and bath mat after a shower. Like you walk out and you put your feet in the bath mat for the first time.
After it's been washed?
After it's been washed and dried.
I'm with you. I've said that before, though. Just like when I get out of the shower and I'm clean, I'm like,
Right. Or a warm bathroom when you step out of the shower.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. A warm towel.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think like a warm bowl of New England clam chowder while you're floating in the pool. I think there's nothing better than that.
Do you ever eat? Do you ever eat like on a float in a pool?
No.
Oh.
I would say you guys already took all mine. I like all those things. That
how about a great bike ride?
Well, the wind at your back.
Yeah.
When you're on a bike ride, when the wind at your back.
That's a simple pleasure.
You know what? The lawn after it's freshly cut.
I'm with you on the lawn thing, man.
And weed whacked and everything. Now.
And edged
properly. And so what's even better about that and the simpler thing is when it's all said and done and you go, oh, that wasn't that hard. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's not like you're just sweating and it's like, and it was such a difficult.
In a kind of broad sense, a job well done is a simple pleasure. And by that, meaning like when I have done my, like twice a year, cleaning and straightening up of the garage. I actually like to marvel in it. I actually like to step back outside and go back in there and take a look at that. And that's, I did that.
Yeah. Oh, any project like that.
Getting my prep work done on a daily basis. The moment that when I'm finished and I've organized it and put it in my color-coded paper clips, I am done. I can do whatever I want to for the rest of the day.
You know what else I love? And it's whenever you paint
Yeah.
and you pull the painter's tape.
Yes.
And it's the perfect line. You're like, oh, God, I love that. Sometimes, though, on the opposite side. No, we're only going to focus on the positive.
Yes.
I love that little
Just the
line. That's
positive.
perfect.
Okay. Well, I can go through some of these.
Let's see what
you
the
guys-
rest of America says according to this small hotel chain.
And feel free to jump in and let us know, 215-263-WMMR. So should I start at the bottom? Should I go in an order? Or should I weston it?
Go in the middle to the end, and then from the end to the front.
Yes, Weston.
Go in a parabolic pattern.
Well, I'm sorry. Is it ranked or just numbered?
It's ranked.
Then go from the 50 down to 1.
Okay, then we'll do that. All right, so starting.
Otherwise, you'll seem too desperate.
Because some of these are a little bit silly, like 50 is seeing a butterfly.
Well,
So for some people, that's a simple pleasure.
Yeah.
all right. So I saw a lot of butterflies over the last year.
Way to brag.
What I didn't know. All right, and please tell me if this is true or not, because
Not everyone can see butterflies. Blind people can.
you're right.
That's a really good point. Who can't see butterflies?
Somebody was telling me, it was towards the end of the summer, that they all fly to Mexico.
Yeah, they migrate.
Yeah.
Monarchs.
That must take forever. They
Monarch butterfly.
Yeah, you didn't learn that in fourth
they
grade?
commercial fly.
No, I don't know, but like, dude,
They take commercial flights, Case. They don't fly of their own.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know.
That's
Where
why-
did they get the money and the passports?
All right.
When they told me that, I was like,
Yeah, they migrate.
they don't fly that fast.
Yeah. Well, like monarchs do. I don't know what the other lazier butterflies do.
They're not in a hurry, so
I
they'll
guess
take their
you're right.
time and they'll
Yeah.
make it, by the way. Number 49 is being in the countryside. Absolutely. That's a great simple pleasure.
I've always been so sad for people who get nervous out, or there are people who actually do feel nervous out in more rural situations. I feel bad for them. Like, for me, that the sound. Here's one: a simple pleasure on a sunny day. The wind blowing through the trees.
Yeah, no other sound.
Right, right.
like
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Except
like,
for gunshots.
Well,
No.
gunshots, right? No, but like when you get away from the noise, when you get away from the cars, when
Right.
you're out in the middle of nowhere, and
It's
Steve, like
awesome.
that's what you're listening to. That's great.
I'll try to mention some texts as we go through this, and one I should have brought up is a beer in the shower,
For sure.
which I've mentioned many times. That's a perfect example. And here's one that I've come to love: walking into a dispensary.
Oh,
It smells awfully nice.
It's like mulch.
Number 48, having gossip or catching up with friends can be a simple pleasure that people.
Well, there's downsides to gossip. It is kind of fun.
How about this? Wearing a new pair of socks for the first time.
Or a freshly clean pair of socks.
yeah, I'll take that. 'Cause
Yeah.
the new ones you have to wash them
You have to
first.
take the nails out.
Right.
No,
Nah.
you don't wash your
As
socks.
opposed
no,
to-
you don't.
I do.
As opposed to, I don't wash them before I put them on for the first time.
I like to do that.
Socks?
Sure.
Do you iron them?
They're not any
I iron
cleaner.
them.
They'll never be any cleaner
I
than
send them
that.
to the dry cleaner.
Yeah, so
And
my
by the way-
socks in. Nick comes out, Preston, with these tiny little
They're washed.
tiny little bags.
They're ready.
By the way, I think the reason why new socks are better is because after you've had socks for a long time and washed them, they kind of thinned out a little bit. And they don't feel quite that fluffy, comfy
My
as
favorite pair
brand
about
new
to
socks
die.
do.
Sad.
Number 46 is sleeping in a big, incredibly comfortable bed.
Oh, sleep number.
That's a great
360.
That's a great simple pleasure. Number 45, I can relate to playing a musical instrument.
Okay.
It's very satisfying.
Does that rank in your top 3 life joys?
Of being a musician,
Right,
yes,
right.
yeah, it's way up there. I'm glad that I took the time and
BJ's Bourbon and Drums.
love it as much as I do. That could be the name of my
bang.
album, BJ's Bourbon and Drums. Number 44 is long walks. These are simple pleasures.
Yes.
The top 50 simple pleasures.
A hike, a rural, a trail, the way the sun comes through the trees. Or I tell you what, even being out in a storm is wonderful when you're watching everything happen. I've been out, and Nick, I'm sure you have, and I know, Casey, you do a fair amount of hiking. And Preston, you're hiking as well. If you're out, you're caught in a storm, and you just consign yourself to just, okay, I'm going to get doused.
Yeah.
Let me just see how this is.
Yeah.
What is it like out here?
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Press, I would say on the converse side of that, like a short walk is also really nice. Like when you pull into a parking lot and then like
and walk into the store.
No, and the closest spot opens up. You're
That's
like,
a home.
This is great.
They used to be called. My wife used to call that a Joe Mannix spot. There used to be a show on TV called Mannix.
Yeah.
And no matter where he was going, there'd be a spot open right in front of where he was going.
We call it Rockstar Parking.
Rockstar parking.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Then you have spontaneous outings as one of the great simple pleasures.
Get out!
Those can be good too. Now, where all of a sudden you're just like, you want to go do that? Yeah, let's go do that.
Yeah.
All right,
Yes.
cool.
Where you haven't overthought it, where you haven't gotten anxious about it, and you end up going and having a good time.
Number 42 is the smell of toast in the morning.
Yes.
That's a good one.
Smells like victory.
When I was a kid, it was the smell of bacon. When I would on the weekend, I would smell that wafting upstairs, and it would wake me up. Oh,
That was the original Duval line. I love the smell of toaster strudel in the morning.
that's the best. Number 41, putting your out of office on as you head off on vacation. Nick does it faster than anybody in this building.
It's on right now.
Yes.
It's not on right now. I'm in the office.
Preston says, rage on and
I never put it on. I never have.
Here's why I put
I
it on,
do.
because it's not about me. It's about the people emailing me. And I
Yes.
just want them to know that I will get back to them, but I'm just not going to do it until after vacation.
I want them to know that if they F with me, I'm around.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I don't want to be around when I'm not around.
Number 40 is people watching,
I love to people
as
watch.
far as a simple
Like
pleasure
if you
goes.
pick a good spot at night and you can see through the window, you got your binoculars out.
No, Steve. I think
I thinking of a different way?
That's
Yeah,
that's
looking
a
at
totally
people's
different way than
homes.
what most
Yeah,
people do.
yeah.
I like coming up with their story.
Oh, yeah.
So create.
fun.
What do you think this person's story is?
Yeah.
Though, of course, my feelings about Woody Allen have changed slightly over the years. Annie Hall has a scene where they're sitting there in the park and they're doing that exact game where they're playing. What is this guy's story? What is this girl's story?
It's also fun if they're at a distance and you see two people talking to each other and you start to have their dialogue, make up what they're talking about. Rochelle and I do that from time to time. That's a lot of fun. Number 39, having a coffee or tea in bed. I never have coffee in
No,
bed.
me neither.
As for as many
That's a
times,
good idea, though.
I've poured coffee on my bed.
Right.
No, but as many times as I will head up with a full cup of tea in the evening, I end up taking 2 sips and never finishing it. So I've got to drink it before I go up to bed.
On the weekends, my wife and I do this nice thing where whoever gets up first makes the coffee, and then we'll bring a cup of coffee to the other one in bed, right? But like you can, there's an art to it, right? So you don't bring it to them right away, you know, because like they might want to sleep in more so than have a cup of coffee. But
Here's your coffee.
Yeah.
All right, I think this is a text coming in. I think these are two things that go together, Kathy. You can confirm or deny this. Clean, crisp sheets and freshly shaven legs. I guess like right after you have shaved your legs, and then you slip into some clean sheets.
Oh, I have a one that is exactly that. Freshly shaved head and pillowcase.
Pillowcase,
Soft,
yeah.
Okay. But does that make sense to you, Kathy?
It does, yeah. And I love the clean sheets.
Here's one, pressure washing.
Yo, love it.
These are texts. So
Love
this isn't
it.
on the list, yeah.
There's no stain that you can't get out with pressure washing.
Let's see here. This says, when I wake up and see that my least favorite person in the office is called out.
It's the best.
It's the best.
That's a good simple pleasure. When the person you don't like, you find out is not going to be around. That's great.
To be honest, for years here, that has not anything I've ever had to worry about. We've been running pretty much a-hole free for quite a while.
I know. It's so, and it doesn't happen for me because Casey never calls out.
Yeah, and I guess if
I'm just kidding.
I didn't say anything. That was a good joke. What do you want? What do you want?
What do you want from me?
I let you have it. I didn't even complain. I didn't come back at you. I let you have a good joke.
That's when I know you're actually mad on the inside.
I guess that would pertain not just
Seriously.
Never.
not just at work, but anywhere you go where there's someone that's
Not coming.
an issue.
There was a
and then
guy-
You're like, oh, they're not here. Thank God.
I don't like to brag, but years ago I worked at a B. Dalton bookstore. I think
my
I
God.
mentioned that a few times. There was a guy named Gary, and when he would call out sick, and thankfully he called out sick a lot. It was just the best days.
Here you go. I love this one. This is a text as well, because this is me. Getting the USB in on the first try.
Oh, my God.
You got a 50-50 shot at it, man.
Yeah.
Come
And
on.
more often than not, I don't get it in on the first try.
You know, well, okay.
What?
Okay.
Why doesn't Why don't they have like a T for the top and a B for the bottom? You know, like
there is a way, and I figured it out. They look different on each side, and I think it's if the color. There's ones
you
that
don't even know.
Yeah, and it depends on whatever you're sticking it into as well. So yeah, screw it. You just got to get lucky. All right, number 38 on this list of simple pleasures: cake.
All right.
yeah.
Depends on the cake. Yeah, like over the weekend, Preston, you'll know this. It was my wife's birthday. I picked her up a nothing bundt cake.
I
chocolate.
was just going to say this. Oh my God! Wait, did you get the lemon one?
I got her the chocolate chip, and I got her the red velvet, and she loved it.
Steve, I was at my brother's house, and I heard them talking, and him and his wife, and they were like, "There's only one piece left." And I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?" They're like, "Oh my God, you have to go and get one of these. It's called nothing bundt." And I was like, "I know them. We know them."
Oh my God! Well, I'm just amazed because I was waiting for you to get done talking so I could tell you guys about nothing but cakes, and that's what you were talking about. My daughter's like, "This is what I want for my birthday cake." I'm like, "You want a bundt cake for your birthday cake?" I'm like, "Yes."
Shut up and get it for me, old man.
Wow.
I thought of a different one. When you hear your favorite song on the radio, it's very different than when you hear it on iTunes or in your playlist or whatever.
You have it in your phone, but you hear it on the radio.
When you're driving home and and you catch a song on MMR that you haven't heard in a long time or whatever. Like to me, I
know why that is.
Why?
Because it's a communal experience. There are many other people that are sharing that same excitement. Not maybe everybody is excited about it as you are, but you know that somewhere else there are other people that's their favorite song.
And you can literally sit there motionless.
Yeah, but it's like Pierre picked it out for me. I didn't pick it out for myself. There's a difference. When somebody else picks it for you, it's a nice little surprise.
And there's something to be said, Preston. It's the same thing. If you're skipping around the channels and a movie that you actually have a Blu-ray of or something is on already. Yeah.
Let me go to a couple of calls here. I'm going to go to Mario. Mario, good morning.
I gotta go to the bathroom, Daddy.
Gotta go to the bathroom, Daddy.
What's up, bud?
Hey, so listen, Kathy, you're gonna love this. Okay. There is nothing like doing so Good Friday. I had off. I did every piece of laundry that I owned. I put it all away.
Yeah.
I got out of the shower, used a freshly clean towel, still smelling like Gain Summer Breeze.
Yeah.
And then I get into a freshly made, crisp bed with brand new sheets, knowing that I don't have to do any laundry for a while.
I took the biggest bowel movement I've ever done.
No, Mary, I'm with you.
Awesome.
That's all the pleasures you just combined into one.
Thanks,
And
man.
all summery fresh.
And I also love the smell of coffee in the morning when I wake up to it, for the record, and I don't drink coffee at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It says
it's
a
a
lot.
great scent. You got it. Thanks, man. By the way, these are the 50 simple pleasures. I'm going to add to one, and this is one of the best for me personally, is when you have the ability to wake up in the morning, take off your pajamas, take a shower, and then put your pajamas back on.
Yes.
It's just, it's freedom. It's fantastic.
Does it matter time of year for you? Because for me, that in the winter, like when you can stay warm in your PJs after taking the shower, I like that on a weekend.
Well, but then there's something to say about putting those PJs back on and then walking outside with a cup of coffee.
I gotcha.
And enjoying the fact that you can be outside in your pajamas and not freeze your ass off. So I love them both.
Okay.
I wish I loved pajamas more than I do. Yeah, I wish I did because they look so comfy cozy and I never wear them.
I will go to Vinny. Hi, Vinny. Vinny. Oh, wait. I'm sorry. Now we can hear you, Vinny. You're on.
Sorry to bother you guys at work. How are you?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. And the best thing in the world is waking up and having sex with the wife.
You know, a lot of
morning
guys
sex.
say having sex with your wife is a great way to start the morning.
Vinny, she's a tender lover, and we love it too.
She is a popular gal. 18 years happily wedded bliss, and I couldn't be happier every morning when I wake up and get to see her.
That's a wonderful thing. Yes.
But do you prefer that morning tryst? Is it something special about that?
Oh, yes. There's nothing better than as you open your eyes, you go, A, I'm alive, and then B, I look at her and I go, cool, she's still here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a good way to live, Vinny. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Tell her we said hi.
I haven't seen her in a while. Pandemic and all. I don't really like morning sex like all that much.
I don't care for it
Two
either.
reasons. Bad breath, and I usually have to pee like the second I wake up. So if I
Make the pee part of the sex.
No, stop it. No, I can't do that anymore.
I've been told no.
Let's try something. Let's try something new. What are you doing? I'm sorry, I misread the room.
All right, let me go through a few others. Number 37 on this list is Payday. That's a wonderful thing.
I love it.
Yeah. The candy bar or the actual getting paid?
I don't like the candy bar.
Both.
All right.
It's weird to call that a candy bar, though. Doesn't have any
It's
chocolate.
more like soup.
It is not like soup, but I do like it.
It doesn't have any chocolate?
No.
I'm with you.
Number 36 is hearing nothing but birds tweeting. That's a pretty
That's
nice.
a nightmare for Kathy.
When you're outside. That's a wonderful sound.
I do love that. The sound again of the wind gently rustling through the, or even any kind of nature, except obviously for a detonating volcano. But for the most part,
Everything else.
Yeah.
Well, that and a tsunami.
yeah.
Yeah. Buying number 35 is buying fresh local produce.
Like Jersey Shore stuff, like Jersey tomatoes.
I love going to farmers
Jersey
markets.
corn?
Love it. Yeah. If you bring home a big batch of fresh corn, I like it. Then not so much you, Steve.
No, I do love, I will say this, I love seeing vibrant outdoor markets and people, enjoying that and wandering around. And that's nice.
Yeah, I would rather buy like fresh cookies.
Candy.
Cookies. There's a dude like the cookie,
Farmers cookies.
like, the cookie place near me is,
Man.
they usually close for a little bit in the winter and they're open again, and
It's nice.
yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe that's produce.
That's
for you.
my produce. Cookies is my produce.
Yeah.
Number
This one's, wait, we give this another week.
number 34, meeting new people.
Depends.
I think I've met enough people.
No, it's great. It is great to meet new people. But again, you could also
Meeting new people that you like.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say. Meeting new people that you have some sort of connection with.
If you happen to, accidentally happen upon a Klan rally, that's not going to be
Technically,
something. You're meeting them, and that's not good.
Well, I always think I'm set, I'm good, I don't really need any new friends, and then I'll meet that one new friend, and I'm like, oh, I love her. I'm so glad I have her.
Yeah, and that's to leave yourself open. That's one of the joys of this job is that you go out and I know we're going to return to it. Is that the amount of wonderful, benevolent energy you get when you go out to one of our functions and people are coming out. And there's that is something that you cannot even imagine how good that is for the soul.
By the way, we're not going to make it all the way through this list.
What's that?
Why don't you go up higher?
What?
We're gonna have to. No, I think we'll break and come back. And
Oh, okay.
We're going to complete the list.
We're gonna have the bizarre file, and then we're gonna have Louis, and then we're gonna have the money, and then we'll have to break and come back after that and finish this. These are too good.
I feel
You're going
like
to
that's-
separate the list by that much time?
And I
Yes.
feel like it'll never happen.
What do you mean?
Because you guys will come up with something else and we won't come back to it.
No,
And then we'll
we
never know
will.
what number one is.
Then what should I do?
No.
Do your original plan.
I will
Don't
make sure-
confuse the listener.
Yeah, I'll make sure you stick to your original plan.
All right, okay.
Hang on, because I want to go to Devin. This sounds like a good one. Hi, Devin. You're on the air. Good morning.
Yo, Presbo.
Yo, bud. What's up, man?
I love getting a pack of Reese's peanut butter cups and peeling the paper off and having none of the chocolate come with the paper.
Yes, none of it
stays
sticks to the
perfectly
paper.
Intact.
So,
That's great.
Devin, this would be akin to the feeling you get when you remove the ring dings from or a yodel. Remember they used to have them on like little white pieces of cardboard?
Yep, and it would stick on there, yeah.
If you don't have that, or
Good call, Devin. Thank you.
cheese stays on the slice of pizza as you cut it properly.
Oh, that's good too.
Yeah.
Bag fries. I love bag fries. I think that is a simple pleasure in life. When you get done your French fries and you look in the bag,
And there's more?
there's more in the bag.
Thought that was an old jazz musician used to know.
Bag fries.
My name is
fries.
Bag fries. I'm going to teach you how to play the saxophone. Thank you, Bag Fries. That's going to be hot.
Bag fries used to jam with Blind Lemon Johnson.
Yeah.
And
Payday.
Yeah. Wow.
Payday. Bag Fries. I talked to boy. Said he was with the Running Away Club. What's that in your pocket, son?
Okay.
Pine cones?
Hang on. Let me go to other simple pleasures. I'm going to go to Enrico. Good morning, Enrico.
Good morning. How you guys doing?
Good, bud. What do you want to add to this?
Yeah, probably for you guys. How about when Pierre Robert is on time in the morning?
As we said before, a lot of people don't know he gets here before we do. He does a lot. He's helping a lot of the construction crews in the building. So, that I think he just gets caught, working on an HVAC system or something, and it appears he's late, but he's never really. Yeah.
Pierre on time is a relative term.
Sounds like a BS story to me.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Let's see. Where did I leave off here? Meeting new people. That was the last one. Number 33, getting a cuddle from your children.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're done with that.
Or just random children.
Well, no.
In the mall?
Probably not.
Oh,
no.
okay. So you're not getting the, really?
I got one on Saturday, and I know that they're limited, and I treasured it.
My daughter's done with it.
Really? Maybe it'll return. Kathy, do you cuddle with your dad at all?
My dad.
Do you get into bed with him?
Oh, God.
I mean, nothing sexual. Is that something just to cuddle?
No.
Okay. I guess not. I guess that goes away then.
Number 32, one of the simple pleasures, donating to charity.
Yes, it is. There is something that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
We talked about the goodwill experience of having something and
what was that project where I think, Preston, you read the story about the billionaire that his life goal was to give away all of his money before he died. He's still alive.
Yeah.
And he's trying to recruit other billionaires to do the same because you can't take it with you.
No.
And you can do so much good. And his overall point is what you were just saying, Steve, is that giving it away feels much better than anything you'll ever buy or anything you'll ever hoard,
It really does. Knowing that you've made someone's life better.
Here's number 31, waking up to sun. Just meaning when, you see that light and you're like,
that wakes you?
I guess so, yeah. That's not a part of our equation at all, except on the weekends, maybe.
When you rise in the morning sun, Preston. After you touch me in the morning rain. Oh, there's another. It's another one. Good, another good song.
Yeah, beautiful song. All right, and then we'll do one more, and then we're going to have to take a break.
But we'll come back to it, right?
Yes, we will. Number 30, playing sports with friends or family. Simple pleasures.
What kind of sports?
One of the great things.
Full contact karate.
Good times. Good times.
See the way I took Grandma out.
I don't know, shooting hoops, throwing the ball, whatever, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I was wondering. I'm like,
luging.
Luge? I've never luged.
Sure.
A good bowl.
Yeah.
A good bowl.
A good bowl.
I haven't bowled in forever.
And just a good bowl, like to eat your cereal out of it and so forth.
Sure.
That's a good simple pleasure.
I'll throw it out.
Special blood.
Weston.
I have a couple of really great cereal bowls because they're big, but they're not too deep.
Right.
So like they're more wide than they are deep, so you can still get a lot in it. But also like when you're getting towards the end of it,
Yeah, it takes years to
I
find.
like the deeper bowl.
Oh, do you?
Absolutely.
It's like going down to the Marianas Trench.
We have this plastic Hulk bowl that I love for cereal because it's kind of almost like a vase that you're eating out of. I love it.
I also find that a wider bowl tends to slosh easier.
Yeah, but so here's my.
And I like to.
And we have to take a break, mind
I
you.
know,
Okay.
but my reasoning for the wider bowl is when it gets to the bottom, when you're trying to scoop it out, you don't have to put your spoon vertically. You can get in more horizontally, therefore getting more
Not
towards
such
the
an
end.
I'm going to throw in one last thing. It's
Yeah.
harder to drink from a wide bowl when you're done.
Agreed. I like to drink out of the bowl.
Oh, do you really?
Absolutely. What?
No.
Why?
Let you drink the milk?
Hell
Yes.
Or the
What do you
soup.
do? Donate it?
Are you kidding me? What are you, an animal?
I am an animal then.
Wow.
I don't
What do you
know.
put it on the floor and lap it?
Is there something wrong with the milk?
What?
There's probably nothing wrong with the milk, but I sort of feel like it's like
You pour it out?
I feel like it's mostly
Backwash?
spit and backwash.
Nah,
Oh, my
man.
God.
It's all
Probably
sugary.
not.
It's sweet milk. It's all sugary goodness at the bottom.
It's
man.
life's nectar.
All right, so we went through 30 of these, and there's 50
still have-
altogether, so we still got a little ways to go. I'm sorry, we only went through 20 of them.
Then we have 30.
We got 30 left. All right, we got to take a break. So we're going to come back in a moment, and I apologize to those of you on hold that I didn't get a chance to
Call
go
back.
to. Keith says watching The Simpsons, something he's done thousands
Yes.
of times, but he never gets tired of it. And Keith's been on hold for 20 minutes. I apologize. And then Donna was on hold for a while. She said, freshly shaven head, a new pair of socks.
Yes.
For feelings.
I like Amanda's
both
too.
best feelings. So
Hallmark Christmas movies with popcorn and hot chocolate.
nice. All right, we'll come back to these. We're going to take a break. We have to get to the Bizarre File when we return. We also have the Money Clip Contest, and we're going to talk to Louis Knight, American Idol. He's got another shot. Local guy could win it. You never know.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a moment. comical. You wouldn't think that if you're going to go to the hospital, especially if you just severed your finger off, that you would take said finger with you, she says. Wyckoff believes the tire slasher cut her back tire and then cut his finger off on accident.
Now, would that finger, Preston, have a fingerprint?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
I would think so.
Yes.
She believes the finger belongs to her neighbor because they argued with him the night before and a trail of blood leads to his house.
Hey, what happened to your finger?
Said,
nothing.
I don't find joy in anybody hurting themselves. However, karma has a good way of working itself out. The neighbor wasn't home on Thursday, and Wyckoff said that he hasn't been home all day. Wyckoff said no arrests have been made. Only the finger so far has been taken in custody by police in a brown paper bag. So, yeah, if the neighbor all of a sudden shows up minus a finger, I think we might have an idea as to who did that.
Why don't you come over later? We'll do jazz hands.
An Ohio woman was arrested after she went on a punching and biting rampage at a local grocery store for being asked to wear a face mask. The woman, Christina Carpenter, was charged with 4 counts of assault this week after her violent attack at Clifton Market in Cincinnati. Store manager Garrett Meadows said that Carpenter immediately started screaming at him when he asked her to put a mask on while inside the store and became physically violent. Began punching employees. Customers tried to restrain her, only to get bitten while trying to hold her down. Yeah. Carpenter was eventually arrested by officers who rushed to the scene. She is due to be arraigned in court next week.
A little overreaction.
I have another mask story. This took place in Alverton, Pennsylvania. I'm not sure where that is. But a school board member sat through an entire meeting Thursday night while wearing a paper bag over her head. Dr. Catherine Fike donned the bag 1 week after she was outspoken against the district's mask policy. The board recently passed a motion allowing security to refuse to allow people inside district buildings without a mask or face covering. In her opposition to the motion, Fike said that she didn't wear a mask for health reasons and argued the motion violated her rights, but a paper bag was okay to put over her entire head. She said this while wearing this bag on her head. She said this motion is a clear example of what has come in terms of communism. I believe that the day will come if you can ever walk up to a building for a meeting, you'll be met by an armed guard asking for your papers.
Did you draw a face on the bag?
I hope so. I didn't see if there was a face, but you would.
I would have drawn an angry face with fangs.
She said, "Well, we are the last leg of democracy in this country, and this is an absolute move towards depriving us of our individual rights and freedoms." The school board had offered alternative solutions for this that were for those that were unable to wear a mask, including allowing school board members to attend meetings virtually. Some parents in the district were disappointed to see Fike wearing the bag on her head. And are we good to go? All right, I think we're going to have to wrap there. Yeah, that is all I have in the bizarre file for you this morning. Our next guest is standing by. We're going to do a Zoom chat with him, and we're excited about this. So American Idol is on tonight at 8 o'clock, and they have invited 10 comeback contestants to take a second chance to win American Idol.
It's excellent, honestly.
I didn't see anything like this coming.
No, not at all.
Really cool that they have decided to go with that. So we had a chance to speak to him several times during last season. He lives right down the street from us here in Narberth. We still haven't met him in person because the pandemic has been underway this entire. Please welcome Louis Knight.
Hey!
Program. Louis, how you doing, man? And Louis. Hey! Is this on? It is. And where's Casey?
Hey!
Quick emergency, so we had to run away.
Casey had an emergency?
He did.
Okay.
I know he had a souffle in the oven.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
If you don't get those things out right on time.
If they fall, all that work is for nothing.
Louis, you're not there?
Hey!
No?
Hey,
can you guys...
Hey, there. Wait.
The computer was muted. We're good.
I hear something.
Did Casey drive over to his house?
I think he did.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey!
Hey!
Hey! Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely, man. Casey, if there's a way to raise his volume, that would be wonderful.
That's the best we can do.
Well, listen, dude, when did you find out that American Idol was going to be doing this type of make good thing?
So I found out about... I knew about it in about November, but I wasn't sure exactly if I was going to be coming back.
Okay.
Until about probably about January, February was when I kind of made the call. So it was quite weird to be holding on to that, not being able to tell anyone.
Yeah.
But
well, you are, and that's. I mean, and so listen. At the version or edition, I don't know what you refer to each subsequent edition or passing of Idol, whatever you call it. You were in the one that happened to be out of left field, broadsided by COVID, and so everyone was scrambling, and broadcast kits were being sent out, and the things weren't up to snuff. Do you think is that what served as impetus for the producers to say these contestants didn't get a really fair shot at having a swing for American Idol?
Louis?
Oh, he
I
froze.
upset him.
I think absolutely that's. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we
got you now. We lost you for a second. Go ahead. And we lost him again.
We lost him again.
No, he's just upset with.
You know, we're no. It's Serbia's okay.
Yeah,
we can do flawless Zoom calls from Serbia.
Norbert.
But from about 2 miles down the street, we can't get.
You should just yell at us from Norbert.
Yeah.
You can hear him better.
Damn.
It keeps.
All right.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and it's I don't know if it's he's moving around in his room right now, so
Yeah.
we can hear him.
Well, off and on.
Still working.
All right. All right. Tell you what. Go to your window and scream.
So listen, I'm watching him right now. He's like running downstairs, I guess, to get closer to the modem, to the router.
The router or the Wi-Fi.
Hey, if you can hear us, Louis, whatever you do, don't use this system when you're on American Idol.
Oh my God.
Hey guys, can you hear me?
Yeah.
That seems to be better.
Go.
All right.
Yeah.
So they're going to have it. It's on tonight. When did you? What's the story? Are you are you going to be
Flying out there?
Yeah, you're not there, right? Or what's the story?
So this was all pre-taped about 2 weeks ago. I flew out to LA, and I'm singing an original song, which was kind of the only way that I felt that coming back on the show, I could really put my best self out.
Okay.
Kind of the only way that I really saw it, like, was I had to kind of do an original again, because I wasn't able to after. I mean, I did in my audition, but then I wasn't able to kind of subsequently, mostly because of COVID.
Yeah.
Because it was just too difficult to make that happen over Zoom.
Okay. All right. And so are we going to get a chance to vote on this, or is this strictly the judges that are going to be making the decision?
I'm going to, as many votes as I possibly can get, please.
Okay.
Basically, voting is going to be open from Monday to Monday. Okay. So it's actually a week-long vote.
Hey,
but
using the decision to go with it with an original song, do you think that's a smart play or a little bit risky, because the people voting might not, they don't know the song.
Right.
It's a melody they're not familiar with.
Totally. I mean, it's definitely risky. It's definitely risky, but that's kind of a risk that I'm definitely willing to take, because that's kind of, I have to bet on myself at some level.
Yeah, you go big or go home. Yeah. From what I understand, the song is about a velociraptor you saw in your backyard, correct? No, okay, it's a bizarre.
How did you know?
No, listen, it's I think this is
about the cave crickets in my bloody basement.
Exactly. So right now, obviously, we're going to find out how things pan out, and we're going to vote. Do you have it now at this point? If it does follow through, do you have as equal a shot at becoming the American Idol as the other contestants?
I'm not sure. I mean, that's kind of what it seems like. Yes. I mean, it's one of us will be voted through by America into this season's top 10, which is pretty far along in the competition.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So the last time, as far as American Idol is concerned, that you performed in front of a live audience was, I believe, when you guys were in Hawaii, right?
Yeah, Hawaii.
So can you explain to us, all right, so you did that, and then, because I don't know when that was. I don't know if that was January, February, March. Like, what ended up happening timeline-wise when the pandemic really hit?
So that was the end of January when we kind of were in Hawaii. And it was really weird, because that was when the virus was obviously starting to surge in China. And we basically, that was something that, like, we were like talking about, would it, it's not going to come here, right? But I remember having these conversations at dinner in Hawaii,
right,
with all the with all my co-contestants, and then we ended up going we made that cut from 40 to 21, and then we went out to LA again in the beginning of March, about like March 12th, March 13th, and we were out there preparing for the live shows for about a week and a half, and then state by state, every state started shutting down, and then we were like, no, we're gonna stay on the air, we're gonna keep trying. The shows around us and CBS Studios was shutting production down, and we were the last. We were the last show to shut down, which was about mid March at that point.
Sure, I mean you were the most precarious because it's a live interaction show that involves voting from the viewers, and so there's many things to put in place here. Now let me ask you, since the time you were on the show, regardless of American Idol, have you had I mean you get to that point, you're going to end up on the radar of some people involved in music. Have you gotten any traction outside of Idol in your own career?
Yes, I'm really fortunate. I have an audience now who care enough to listen to my sad love pop songs, and yeah, it's definitely I've got. I've had talks with labels, but I'm kind of waiting for the right opportunity to come around.
Nice.
The right label deal, and which hopefully it will.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Do you feel your performance did it go as well as you hoped it would?
I really, for the first time, probably since my audition, I really did feel like I just kind of left it all out there.
Good.
I felt so happy. So, I mean, we'll see. It could come back and be shit.
All right, I got
You've been in the States long enough.
No, that's an Arbirth word.
No, you can't say that on
sorry,
here, but
sorry for
it's
swearing.
okay. It's all right. I got it. But that was pretty blatant.
You know how they talk in Arbirth.
I do. Listen, I was going to wrap anyway. I'm not cutting you off because of this, but we do have to wrap. Louis, now it's so cool that you're getting another shot at this, and we really hope you go the distance, and we'll follow along, and hopefully they'll take you within the the umbrella of this round, and you can go for it this time. But again, totally proud of you. It's awesome, man. So good luck with everything. We'll be watching tonight, and hopefully we'll be in touch soon. Okay.
Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely, Louis Knight, guys.
Nice guy.
Appreciate it, bud. That was for.
But you can hear the Narbirth in his voice.
Oh yeah,
it's that accent.
Yep, right out of there. All right, we got to take a break.
All
I
right.
apologize. We're going to break. We're going to come back. We're going to finish up our list that we started a little while ago. You want some simple pleasures? We'll give it to you. And stay with us because we have another shot at the $500 coming up this morning alone. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR. The Preston and Steve Small Business Love You, Help You line.
Hi, this is Bikes Built Better. We are an independent motorcycle shop in Horsham, Pennsylvania that works on all brands of motorcycles. We are open and we need to hire experienced motorcycle mechanics. You can send your resume to econtact@bikesbuiltbetter.com. Thank you.
Next message. Hi, my name is Drew Barnaby. I'm a physical therapist with
topic. It is 8:30, the Preston and Steve program. We got guests coming up in a little bit. About 30 minutes, Ron Funches is going to be joining us, and Rich Voss as well. And more chances to win the money coming up. Right now, we have a look at NJM Insurance Group Chat. In a long, long time, where we go through part of a topic on one segment, and then we realize we're not done yet. We're going to break, and we're going to come back. We're going to do this some more.
Do you remember the last time? It was the Hindenburg when it exploded. Yeah,
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So this was a list. It was commissioned by small luxury hotels of the world, but they got a researcher to survey over 2,000 Americans and then rank the top 50 simple pleasures that Americans treasure the most.
You know, I think this is a list well worth continuing because it's a good idea to pause and embrace those simple joys in life. I just had a conversation pertaining to this and about how when all of this crap, the maelstrom of stuff that you see pounded into your head by the news, all 24 hours and all this stuff, you don't realize all the things you really have to be thankful for and enjoy.
And it's mindfulness. It's not to forget that these things are going on all the time.
Yes.
And you just have to be open. Your perception has to be open to them and remind yourself that this is good.
It makes a difference.
There's enough of the bad, and you can dwell on that, but make sure that you acknowledge the good. So I'm going to continue because we still have 30 of these left to get to. Or 29 of them, Bill. Here's one, feeling the sun on your face. You had mentioned that
Absolutely.
earlier, Steve.
There's nothing like that, especially when it's slightly chilly and you step into the sun and you get it's just that warmth.
Yeah.
It's like God is putting his arms or her arms or whatever you want to do around you, and you're just loving it.
Makes me think of two things. There is the movie Mask where Rocky Dennis, he writes a poem, and that's one of the things that he loves in life.
The sun.
But then also it's one of the things he hates it as well. Yeah. But I was at my kids' track meet on Saturday, and the weather was great on Saturday. Don't get me wrong, but there were so many clouds that the sun would pop in and out of them. And it changed the temperature significantly, but every time it popped out, I was like, oh yeah, oh God, it's my regular Saturday morning thing, baby.
Oh man.
Here's number 28, and I love this: discovering new food, something that you've never tried before, and you find out you like it.
Yeah. Hummus. Hummus became years ago, and I hated hummus, and then I remember reaching for that little piece of pita and going, I'm going to try it one more time.
I'm so glad that I tried Brussels sprouts again because as a child, I hated it.
Right.
Hated it. And then restaurants went and did this thing where they made them delicious again.
Well, when they do the baking and they do the what do they use? The
like balsamic vinegar,
any of that stuff. Yes.
Salt, pepper, and oil and roast, man. They're really good. That's all you need. Then you have number 7 says swimming outside. Yeah. Swimming is great.
My friend Matt is in the process of putting in a pool. Well, they're finished, and now they just have to. I guess there's a finishing process at the very end where they do the plaster and whatever, and so they have to wait for several days in a row of certain temperatures, and then they can put it in the water.
Yeah.
And they're not quite there yet, and so I was visiting with him yesterday, and it's just like this tease that the pool is coming. It's on the horizon, but it's not quite there yet. And when you get a pool, or when you can go and in the ocean and it's warm enough, you're not freezing your nuts off. There's just something freeing about it.
Well, my wife's desire ever since she was a little girl, She dreamed of a possibility of having a pool in the backyard, and the whole reason where we are right now is to get that pool.
Yeah.
And she loves it. And it's, I mean, right now, good for your friend, because since the pandemic hit, there's such a backlog of people trying to get pools.
Oh, yeah.
They're charging for above ground pools when a lot of places would charge for a built-in pool.
Number 26 is receiving a compliment from a stranger.
Yes.
I love that.
That's nice.
That's the best.
You got nice jugs.
I haven't heard that one yet, but maybe. Number 25 has already been covered. Sleeping in a freshly made bed.
Yes.
Number 24, being somewhere new.
Being somewhere new.
Yeah.
I've never been to this prison.
It's got to be nice, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that, in when they throw you in the tank.
Right, yeah.
It's probably not, even though you've never been there before, a pleasant experience.
Yeah, and you know what? I love happening upon like a town center somewhere that I've never been before.
Yeah.
A quaint little hamlet.
Yes.
Yes, I agree with stores where they all come out and say, "Howdy, stranger."
Yeah.
Look what I've happened upon.
Yeah. You seem like good folk. We are.
23 is
Have sex with our wives.
I love this place.
This is great. Hey, what a hamlet.
They want me to sleep with their wives.
Oh my God, you guys are too generous.
Number 23 is
Grab a piece of licorice.
hearing the wind blow through the trees.
That's one of mine.
Yeah. Did you already say that?
Yeah, I've said it a couple times.
Okay.
No, and I invented that.
Oh, okay.
I invented
I
wind.
invented to listen to the wind.
Trees. That's me.
You guys like trees, huh?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Guess who invented listening to them?
Yeah.
I'm going to go to Anthony, who called in earlier, and we didn't get a chance to go to him. Anthony.
Good morning.
Good morning. All right, Ant, what is a simple pleasure that you relish?
Coming in to work on Monday morning to a freshly clean toolbox, everything neat and organized, and you can literally find whatever it is that you need to put together.
A freshly cleaned toolbox. I do get that, because I've made it my effort, Anthony, a couple of years ago, that when I take a tool out of the toolbox to replace it when I'm done, instead of just leaving it. And when you have everything in its place and you're going to do a job or doing something around the house, it's awesome.
It is.
Yes. Agree 1,000%.
Nice, Anthony.
Anything organized.
I've tried to do that.
Yeah, Cass.
I've tried to do that. I've labeled everything. It's where it's supposed to go. And
May I
apparently
recommend
I'm
something?
the only one that can read in my house.
I can recommend something to you that has been awesome. Amazon came out a while ago, and they released this thing. It is there. It's a toolkit. It almost looks like a briefcase.
I have it.
It's excellent.
Yeah, it's Velcro together, and you open it up, and everything is in slots.
Well,
it lays out flat.
Yeah, this one, it's not Velcroed, mine. It's just simply, it goes into little compartments, and it's like two clamps that you open up, and it spreads out. Similar idea, but it's got everything.
Yeah, mine actually will lay out completely flat. And,
Yeah.
and then you fold it up, and it Velcros together, and everything is perfect where it needs to be. We'll see how long that lasts. How about this? Number 22 is having a picnic.
Yes.
That's great.
I like eating
Somebody doesn't
outside.
like it.
I don't know if I like eating down on the ground.
On the ground, there's bugs. They're
Yeah.
crawling on your picnic
Yeah.
basket. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm with you, Cass.
You need a blanket.
And then ferrets and meerkats will come in and steal your bear claws.
What were you going to say, Nick?
Yeah, the blanket helps with the bugs.
It's a little buffer.
Yeah.
For the bugs.
You got
On the blanket.
I love,
you build a trench around the blanket.
especially if you're going for a bike ride or something like that to your destination, or hiking, and you
Yes.
have it in your backpack, and then you get there and you set up, and it's excellent.
I bring a collapsible picnic table.
It's a wonderful, simple pleasure.
With a picnic table, yes, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
On the ground, you can have it.
When you have a picnic table, like if you go camping, do you put out a tablecloth over the picnic table?
No.
You eat it right off the picnic table?
Yeah.
Just don't go camping.
I'm not asking you.
Oh.
I don't even put them on plates, Nick. I'll put the sandwich right onto the picnic table.
Oh, okay. You know what's cool? Sort of an addendum to that is when you go camping and you use paper plates.
Yeah.
You can just toss them right in the fire when you're done.
That's
Absolutely.
true.
No, they could burn to toxic gas.
Well,
Well, that's why I use styrofoam.
I use the extra
What I do,
oily plastic ones.
if I go for a long hike or bike ride, I have a thermos full of risotto.
Okay.
Okay. This is number 21. These are the top pleasures, simple pleasures by Americans in this poll. The sound of rain on the window. That's nice.
It's nice.
Number 20 is making someone smile or laugh.
I do enjoy that.
Yes. Number 19 is staying in bed on a Sunday morning.
Right.
Yeah, that's
Unless you have some sort of horrible spinal injury.
Yeah, that would.
I'm just going to stay in bed.
Yeah, you don't want to stay in bed. You want to get out of bed. Number 18 is having dinner made for you.
It is nice.
That is really nice.
I mean, when you have someone, like whenever my wife makes something for me, it's like, thank you. Like, she's like, I tend to overthank you because the stuff is always so good. And it's like, this is so good. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm. Number 17 is laughing out loud at a movie.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching Top Secret yesterday. I was telling you this, Preston. And there were a few points in that movie from the Zucker brothers. They did the airplane movie. And there are flat out, full blown laughs.
I miss cheering in a theater. Like Avengers.
It's
Endgame.
over.
Yeah. No.
E-A-G-L-E.
No. Cheering when when Captain America.
Yes, when a crowd goes nuts at something and you have a collective reaction. That is great.
Yeah.
Let's see. Finding money that you have forgotten about.
Dude.
That's a good one.
I found a $5 bill in my garden the other day. I was like, this is amazing.
That change we planted worked.
Yeah. It's, I think that was better than finding a $5 in your winter coat from last year.
My wife has what she calls a hidden 20 in case we get down to nothing and say like pizza's coming or something.
Right.
And so we have the hidden 20. And sometimes she forgets the hidden 20.
I was going to say, do you know where it is?
She's forgotten a few hidden 20s. Yeah.
Okay. Let me get a couple of calls here. I'm going to go to Gonzo. Yo, Gonzo, you're on.
Ooba, baby.
Ooba. What's up, man?
Hey, when you drink that first glass of cold water after getting cotton mouth, and it just goes right down, you feel it in your chest. It's perfect.
Fresh, cool water is wonderful.
That is a good, simple pleasure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right out of the toilet.
All right. Thanks, Gonzo.
Wherever you got to get it, man.
This one says getting a delivery in the mail.
Oh, my God, yeah.
Number 14.
Unless it's like a subpoena.
Amazon's here.
Number 13, not having to set the alarm on the weekend or on a day off.
Do you set your alarm on the weekend? I do.
Oh, God, no.
No.
God,
You set your alarm on the weekend?
Why do you
For
do
3,
that?
whatever o'clock in the morning?
No. I set it for... I get up naturally at 3:45. I just wake up and then I go back to sleep. But
Wait a minute. Why do you set your alarm? You've told us many times over the years that you have this biological clock that wakes you up.
I'm not going to take the risk. What if I
of missing waking up on the weekend?
I want to make sure that I'm. Listen, and those cat boxes aren't going to clean themselves.
Yeah,
I got to get them done by 8:30.
Yeah. What time do you have it set for?
7.
7.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear God.
No,
Terrible.
thank you.
Who feeds the chickens?
Gene. So that's not having to set the alarm is a simple pleasure. Number 12 is going to the beach.
Yes.
I mean, who doesn't not like going to the beach? I guess some people might not like going to the beach.
Your attitude on the beach has changed. You didn't used to like it as much as you do now.
Because
of the water.
No.
They've always had the water.
Oh.
No, but same thing with like going skiing. You got to take all that crap with you.
Yeah, that's
and the
It
whole
helps
process
when you live close to
of
it.
all that. And now it's in proximity, and it's going to be much
less of a chore,
less of an issue.
There are so many people. There's so many variations. Besides the of people who rent places down at the shore. It's an important that. I mean, it is such a thing here, and it's such an important thing. And I think I tend to believe that the beach in the cooler weather in the winter can be just as wonderful.
I've been loving it.
Yeah.
But Nick, there might be a difference between going to the beach or spending a day at the beach. Okay, so. Like just going and taking a walk on the beach is phenomenal. That's what I prefer. That's kind of my activity at the beach, just walking, observing, and then getting out.
Yeah.
As opposed to, all right, everybody, here we go. We're not going to be back till sunset. So let's get going.
Let's get our 200 things.
Yeah, that's a bit much for me.
I mean, listen, there was a time where I couldn't stand it, and that's when my kids were really little, and that's when we had to pack everything up, and you lug it all down there, you unpack it, and then
you have to
only,
go with them down into the water while they're playing and stuff.
But then you're only there for like an hour or two because the kids are small and they can't be there, and so then you're lugging it all back. That is a pain in the ass. But if you're actually going to be there for a little bit, and I'm telling you this beach cart that I got,
you love it.
It's like amazing.
All right, number 11 is stunning views. Yeah. How can you not?
Yeah, I mean that's
a great simple pleasure.
Vistas, or you look and you again anything that reminds you of your place in the universe when you're looking at something majestic and something that has stood the test of time and will go on and on after you're gone.
And to realize that you're just a blip.
You're nothing.
Yes.
You're crap.
You are insignificant.
Right. But it doesn't, listen, it does not have to be a view of the Rockies or a view of the Grand
You
Canyon.
can watch the Rocky movie.
Right. No, but I was riding my bike last week, and I turned down this street, and at the end of the street was a golf course. But beyond the golf course was Philadelphia. And I was like, that's really nice looking. Damn.
Okay, we got 10 left here. Here's the top 10 simple pleasures in life, according to this survey of Americans. Number 10 is a match on Hinge or another dating site with someone that you're attracted to.
This is an experience I've not had.
Yeah.
No, but it's got to be great, I would think.
I was happily married prior to this.
Yes. Number 9 is home cooking.
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
Something like, what is your favorite, somebody, like when Michelle cooks something for you, a home cooked meal, what is the greatest joy? What does she make for you that just sets your heart a pumping?
I guess it would be the potato casserole, the hash brown casserole. It's pretty damn good. Or scalloped potatoes.
There we go.
Anything with potatoes.
Okay.
I'm on board. So
anytime my wife makes chicken cutlets, I'm like, all right, game on.
Number 8 is wearing an outfit that makes you feel good.
Yes. There's one summer dress that I love that I will wear out by the pool.
Wearing an outfit that makes you feel good.
Yes. Listen, there's
free T-shirts.
I can understand that. Yes. Free T-shirts from.
I don't think that's what they're talking about.
Free T-shirts that mention a particular charity event that happened 8 years ago.
Preston, for a female, absolutely 100%. Maybe not as much for you.
Yeah.
Number 7, seeing flowers and trees blossom.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right now.
Right now. When you walk around and you see everything, come out of the death of winter and start to, even though that tree that you didn't think was going to come back, and you walk down the street and then suddenly it smells like semen.
Those are everywhere.
Yeah,
they're
they are.
everywhere. But they're pretty.
The
They
flowers,
are. Semen's pretty.
The flowers are starting to come off of them now, but right now. So that scent, that overpowering scent is going to be dying off shortly. So take it in while you can. Number 6 is spotting a species of bird you've never seen before. Right, Kathy?
Oh,
That's in
that
the top
sounds
6.
like a real joy.
I tell you what, though, over the weekend, I saw this twice. Saw an osprey fly over with a fish.
Badass.
In its talons. I'm like, that's pretty damn cool, man.
We went to John Hines, the park, the nature preserve, right over by the airport, and there was this.
Is that any good?
It's awesome.
Is it?
It's awesome. Kathy, you got to take Jace there. It's sensational. There was an osprey sitting way up on a branch with a huge fish, Preston, and you'll see turtles and fish and everything. It's amazing.
All right, number 5 on the list. I'm conscious of this. I do this. I find no pleasure in this. Doing exercise. Exercising. One of the great simple pleasures in life. Top 5 of these 50.
I would say after it's over.
The sense of accomplishment afterwards is good. I'm glad I did that. But while exercising, no.
I am in the stage right now where I have a slight bit of a muscle pull. I power through it. So it's not pleasant.
Right.
However, there are times when I do get the rush. I do get the pheromone rush. I do it every day, and I do every other day. I'm doing a longer version of it, But yes, it's not something that a lot of times I'm going, woohoo!
Right. Can't wait.
Yeah, but I do get that feeling actually while I'm riding my bike. Yes. I do.
That's a fun that you're moving around.
But sometimes I might be going up a hill, and I, with every pedal, literally curse. I'll be like, you goddamn mother bitch. Yes.
All right, number 4 is, and I love this, finishing a really good book. When you wrap it up and you've got that sense of accomplishment, I love that.
But you dread when you get on that last chapter and it's been awesome.
Yes,
and you're like,
I don't want it to end.
Oh yeah.
Number 3 is watching your favorite movie. Your favorite movie.
It's Nirvana.
Yep. Number 2. These are the top 50 simple pleasures in life. Number 2 is a nice dinner.
Food's in there a lot.
I love it.
Food is, listen,
dude, that's why we end up doing the connoisseur a couple times a week, because it's
a commonality. It's something.
Awesome.
It's sustenance, and it's also joy.
It's relatable.
Yeah,
food is relatable.
I used to have
It's delightful.
I had a personal motto, and this is so 80s, it's ridiculous. And this is me, like, in high school. Eating is bitch.
Yeah.
That's what I used to say.
Wow.
Well, all right. It's accurate, I guess.
Eating is bitch?
Bitch was a term back then.
Okay. Not bitch, not
like
bitchin'.
bitchin'. No, it's
Yeah,
bitch.
okay.
We shortened bitchin' to bitch. Dude, that is so bitch.
It's very fetch.
Oh, my God.
And then the last one, number one, is listening to your favorite songs. That's what people find as the top simple pleasure in life. Listening to your favorite music.
Yeah.
Music is
Beautiful
great.
thing.
I find myself going to it less, now. But when I do get those moments, in the car or when I am in bed, and I shut off the TV and in the dark, I call out some playlist that I listen to.
We have music on all the time at my house, which has been something new that I've done.
Michael
within
Bublé?
the pandemic, and it's all kinds of stuff. It's just some Bublé in there, but I love it.
Yeah, I actually I take my headphones with me wherever I go. Like, and if I'm shopping at like the Acme or wherever, I throw my headphones in, and I have a soundtrack.
You
to my
rock
life.
out?
Yeah.
All right, so an interesting look. This list, I'll have to get this over to Marissa and see if we can post it. You already posted it? Yeah. She's already got it up if you want to take a look at the full list of 50 simple pleasures.
Remind yourself.
Well, and it might give you some ideas, too. There's some activities on here that you maybe haven't done in a long time. Guys, I apologize. You've been on hold for 10 minutes or so, but we had to get to number one.
Number one.
And we didn't have a whole lot of time to do it. So, but we do appreciate that. We're going to take a break because we're going to come back. We have a couple of guests that are going to be joining us. We'll get to Ron Funches and
Growing up, my friend's mother was an active. She took these classes, like they had pottery classes and they had kilns and all that stuff, and they made their own gnomes and garden worms and garden leprechauns, and his front lawn looked like it was just jammed with all these ceramic figures because that's what she did. So you can make your own.
We have 2 or 3 of them, but we got some fun ones. There's one that's dressed like a wizard. There's one that's holding a machine gun. There's one that's like climbing up out of the ground, and then we have our miniature Sasquatch too.
Oh.
So he's hidden somewhere in the backyard.
We did some gardening this weekend. It was perfect for it. And I find zen in going to the garden center. You know,
I like going to those places. Yeah,
there's something about it.
Otts is awesome.
Otts is great. Yeah, I like the mom and pop garden centers as well. And even the big box stores. But I have not noticed the garden gnome shortage.
You will.
Yeah.
You will.
I'm going to get around to it.
So according to Ian Byrne, he said, we haven't seen a gnome in 6 months now, unfortunately.
My gosh.
Yeah. Mr. Burns said garden centers had experienced a boom and that their popularity was causing issues with the availability of many popular items.
In lore, gnomes can be malevolent, can they? Can't they?
I always assumed they were. Yeah, but I don't know.
They're tricky, right?
Yes.
They're little rascals.
They're tricksters.
Steal stuff from you?
Yeah.
I like the
blow up your car.
Right.
I was never into them.
No?
No, in the garden. Mm-mm.
That doesn't surprise me.
Do you like bird baths, Kath?
No, because they end up
drawing birds.
No, they end up
rancid.
getting disgusting, and nobody cleans them, and there's mold, and the birds don't even sit in them.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, as long as there's water in them, yeah.
Not the ones that I've seen.
Fill it with bleach, and then you'll be fine.
Kill all the birds.
There's just a whole
and it'll stay
pile
clean
of dead
all in one.
birds.
Battery acid, or put a glue trap in it.
I do like garden gnome-like things in the garden. I'm just not into the garden gnome itself.
So what are the decorations in your garden like?
So I have like little
gnome tombstones.
No, like I have like a little bike that actually that's more of like a holder, like a plant holder.
Yes.
You know, we have like a little butterfly. Again, like not too many. Like I think it should be the flowers and the colors, and then the fake stuff kind of to keep to a minimum.
I think I want to do a little bridge.
Oh yeah, like that
I
stuff I would like.
Yes. Okay.
Yes. I have a little rock garden with like a bench.
Yes. That's nice. Yeah.
We have a lot. I don't know what you would call them, but
machine gun nest.
Nope. They are windmills of sorts.
Oh, those are nice.
Yeah. We have like 7 or 8 of those.
Do you know? I love lighthouses.
Shut up.
Lighthouses.
I just say I give my opinion.
Yeah.
What was her opinion?
Too many. 7 or 8.
I have 1,700.
I think we have like 2 out front, so my backyard has a couple different levels to it. So they're not like all in a row or anything.
Right. Okay.
Lines, so.
Spread out.
Yeah, we have like the electric meter or the water meter is in the front of our house.
So
and
your decorations?
No, it's an eyesore, and we can't figure out. I can't come up with an idea that my wife likes good enough to cover that thing.
Where is it?
So
it's right in the front of the house.
So we have our propane is what we use in our house for heating and so on. And so we have a tank, and it has a big thing that comes up out of the ground that they have to come in and refill it. And my neighbor gave me this giant fake hollow rock to put on top of it. It looks like a big stone.
Is it an eyesore?
No, it's great.
Okay.
I mean, now it was an eyesore, but with that thing on it, it looks like it's in a bed. It's in a mulch bed.
I see. Okay, yeah.
So it looks like it's just part of the decoration.
You ever see the stuff? It comes. It's like an expanding, almost like one of those child safety gates. However, when you expand it out, it's got like fake ivy on it. So you can use it to obscure anything like that.
Yeah. Case, you could look into something like that.
Yeah, so my wife wants something more of a natural barrier rather than like a giant lighthouse or
like a dead whale.
Yeah, a dead whale. I don't know. I don't think she would go for that.
I don't know. That's why I asked you exactly where it was. But like, what about one of those where they have like a structure? It's like a metal structure, kind of just like I don't know,
the lattice or something?
Yeah, like like a lattice, an arch, something like that, and then you can grow a vine up it. Some of them flower, and it can be really pretty.
Like a nice clematis.
Yeah.
Clematis?
Isn't that what dirty women get?
That's chlamydia.
Oh.
Hang on. Chris works at a garden place. Hi, Chris. You're on the air. Good morning.
How you doing? Good morning, Preston and Steve. You guys rock.
Thanks. Hey, what's the name of where you work?
It's Gnome Grown Gardens.
Gnome Grown Gardens.
I love it.
Yeah, so it's right over in Creamery. It's like right in the beautiful village of Skipback is actually where it's at.
Yeah.
Right next to the 4-H Center.
Oh God, yeah, dude. Okay, is it fairly new in that
new, yeah.
in that lot right around the S curve? I know where it is. Okay.
Yeah, beautiful little spot. There are plenty of gnomes, and we found out of the shortage recently because we can't get any more. But we got about 30 or 40 on site, and they're all painted up, ready to go. And it has a beautiful section of, let's say, anything you need for for your gardens, we got it for you.
But you guys had noticed the gnome shortage as well.
We've been trying to get them, and we're actually getting castings made so we can replicate them.
Make them yourself. Yeah, why not?
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, I'll swing by there. Thanks, man.
All right. Appreciate it, guys. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
All right.
That should be your I mean, everybody has their own gnome place.
That's got to be mine. It's right down the street from my house. I've got to go by there. So
my place is in Alaska.
He said that there aren't any gnomes. There's definitely a shortage. It is a combined thing with garden centers being so busy. He said, I looked at some figures based on March, which said that garden centers were 97% busier than they were in 2019. So, it's become a
completely
more of a focus for people. And they also said raw materials are becoming a bit of an issue, and unfortunately, gnomes are a victim of that shortage of supply. Gnomes of any type, plastic, stone, or concrete, are in short supply.
Are they?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is weird.
So the stuff you use to eat, you can't even make your own gnomes.
You know what else is also in short supply right now is lumber. I don't know if you guys have had to do any work around the house involving contractors or whatever, but lumber prices apparently have doubled. And so it's become an issue.
You can save money, though, by tearing down a neighbor's shed.
Well, yeah, or
recycling that wood.
Going to the woods, chop down a tree.
Right, the state park or something, or the Pine Barrens.
Yeah, there's plenty of ways.
Dan has some information on gnomes and their origins. Hi, Dan. Good morning.
Good morning, Ed.
Yeah, what's up, Dan?
Okay, garden gnomes. They come from Greek mythology.
Okay.
Okay, Aphrodite, goddess of love and beauty, and Dionysus, the god of wine. They had a son named Priapus. He's a god of gardens. He's a gnome. Huh. Now, he's also known for something else, and I swear to God, you can look this up. Priapus is known for his extremely large phallus.
Yes, well, that's where, isn't that where priapism comes from?
There you go, Priapus,
Viagra. Viagra's side effect, 4 hours erection, it's called a priapism.
Right, yes. Right
after Priapus. The garden gnome with the large wang.
Oh, my God.
He married Cialis.
That's hilarious.
He's a tripod, man, I'm telling you.
Okay.
So gnomes are well endowed by mythology?
Yeah, your garden gnome.
Greek mythology.
Yeah. Wow. That's all right.
Cool.
Hey, thank you, Dan. Appreciate it, man.
That's very cool.
We have been enlightened. That's outrageous. All right, but if you're looking for a garden gnome, whether it has a large penis or a small penis,
you're out of luck.
They are hard to find right now. All right. Our guest is on the line.
Yes.
And he's ready to go. And he is hosting Chopped 420, which is available to stream on Discovery Plus as of tomorrow, if my information is correct. And essentially, it's cooking with weed, but it's not a pedestrian thing. These are experts. These people have had experience with this, and they're gourmet to the nth degree.
I'm interested in this.
It'll be interesting. Please welcome the host, Ron Funches, to the show. Hey, Ron.
Hi. It made me feel like you'd never smoked weed before.
Well, I have not, but I'm fascinated by the culture, and I'm also fascinated, Ron. Can cannabis be used? Is it an actual flavor enhancer? Is it something that will actually make food taste better?
Absolutely can, because at the end of the day, and this is an answer I learned from some of the other chefs, is that at the end of the day, it's just another herb. So it's got different flavors, different terpenes. If you have a sour diesel, it's gonna smell and taste different from a Tangy. It's gonna smell and taste different from a Wi-Fi OG, and I'm gonna like all three, basically.
No, it's a fascinating thing, and all of this is coming to the forefront because of relaxed restrictions and the recreational use, and so. these expert chefs that you have, this is what they primarily make, correct? They've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just like you say in the trailer. It's not just your buddy throwing bitchweed in a brownie. It's the Michelin star chef. It's people who have been working, professionally trained chefs who've been working their whole lives with food, and then have privately been working with marijuana. And now, as you said, as the rules and the laws have been changing, they've been bringing it out to the forefront. And a lot of it is about making progress and making these things a little bit more uniform, so you know exactly the dose that you're getting, you know exactly what's in your edibles, as opposed to just getting some random thing from a buddy. It's about education, basically.
All right, so it's a cooking show, it's a cooking contest. There's a $10,000 grand prize. So take us through the format and how it rolls out and how these people can end up winning the cash.
Oh, absolutely. It's your classic chop format: appetizer, entree, dessert, secret mystery box that we called our secret stash, because that sounds fun and weaverly. And then there's also a whole greenhouse full of the best marijuana strains, full of things with THC and CBD I had never seen before, like THC sugars and THC flowers, CBD honeys. And then they go in and we chop someone after each round. Whoever dish doesn't make the cut, we have the traditional chopping block, and we get the chopping. So by the first round, everybody's like happy and playing because they're cooking with weed and stoned and they're happy. But once we get rid of one of them and they got to get that 10 grand, the competition heats up.
Well, let me ask you, Ron. So at like a certain point, obviously with the edibles, with like pot brownies, you can get high off those. Are there dishes that don't involve getting that reaction at all? That where there is no.
That's a great question.
Yeah.
That's actually a great question. Yes, absolutely. It just gives these chefs another thing to think about, that they're adding. It's like not only the taste journey that they're taking you on, it's now also like a journey of the high they want to give you. So a lot of the chefs, they would start with just like CBD, just the part that doesn't have the psychoactive effect, the part that just like relaxes your shoulders, relaxes your muscles. So they would do that and then maybe give you a little sativa to lift you up in the next round, and then end it with an indica to put you to sleep. That's just like one of the options they had, where they could cook with as much THC or no THC if they wanted. But if they cooked with no THC, I promise you they probably didn't win.
Question about that, about the THC. So you've got the judges. They have to sample these. Are they remarking on, and do they have enough time to eat it and then feel the effects of the psychoactive THC that's included in some of these? And if so, are they talking about whether or not they're getting high?
Yeah, and also, they're judging just like Chop. They're judging the flavors. They're judging the dish itself, and then they're judging the potency and the creativity and the cannabis, the way that they use the cannabis. If they just threw some cannabis on top of it, or I remember particularly, we had one inventive chef who took a smoker that they would use for like wood chips for everything, and then she just smoked the marijuana into her fish so that it had this nice flavor throughout the entire dish. And of course, she got high marks because I had never seen anybody use a smoker, which I guess it makes sense.
Yeah,
use marijuana in the smoker. I'd never seen that before.
Well, let me ask you, Ron, because I'm a fan and I've followed you over the years, and you had a fairly significant weight loss. How does this work as far as a healthy way to eat?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's another great question. I mean, that's part of what these chefs are doing. Some of them, just because they're cooking with marijuana doesn't mean that they're like all fat sugars and stuff. A lot of these chefs were plant-based chefs. A lot of them, the reason that they got into the business and into the marijuana thing is that they were sick of getting these edibles where they didn't know what was in them. They didn't know how much sugar was in them. They didn't know what chemicals were in them. So they were trying to bring a more organic, more artisanal viewpoint to that. So I think in that way, it's educating people, because I think what most times people think about edibles, they think about the one time somebody overdosed them with a brownie.
Right.
And what we're trying to show you is that we can keep an exact eye on how much THC, how much CBD. We can put it in duck. We can put it in halibut. We can put it in whatever you want. We can be dietary conscious because, I was very conscious of it. I wasn't going to break my diet for it.
Yeah.
Well, Ron, I assume you get to sample some of this stuff, even though you're not a judge. If so, has there been anything that's really blown you away flavor-wise?
Oh, absolutely. There was a couple of things that of this wonton appetizer that Chef Royalty made with this CBD cheese that he created. It was delicious. And then I think I bring it up anytime I talk, but the Chef Swoop out of Oakland, he created this roasted duck that he had glazed perfectly in the sauce, and then also had sour diesel throughout it. And you could smell the notes of the sour diesel and smell the roasted duck and it was, if there was any show that needs smell-o-vision, it's this.
Well, I wanted to ask you, besides all of this, obviously, you do the stand-up comedy, you do all that stuff, and but you do a ton of voice work. You do a ton of animation voice work, and multiple shows, BoJack Horseman and the troll stuff, and you're King Shark on the Harley Quinn series, which is really cool. How much are you doing? You have anything new in the animation realm that you're working on?
Yeah, absolutely, I do. I'm always working on something. I'm doing a recurring character on the show called The Great North, which is a creator from the people who made Bob's Burgers.
Yeah,
I play Jerry B on that, and I'm there a bunch. And then I'm working on a couple that I can't really quite say yet. But when there's something around Halloween, and then something a little bit later. But I'm recording some things all the time.
And I know that you're friends with Brian Posehn. Is there any chance that he makes an appearance on Chopped 420?
Oh my goodness, I would love that. I never even thought about that. He's not in the first season, but that's why I'm here talking with you. Is I love this job. I would do this job. Chopped in such a tempo. A lot of people don't know it's like 50 seasons deep. Yep. I would love to do 50 seasons of this. I would like to get Posehn. I'd like to get Seth Rogen. I'd like to get Snoop Dogg. I'd like to get Betty White. I'm open for everybody.
And Doug Benson has to be another acquisition, yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yes,
nice.
Well, it's a cool concept. I'm intrigued. Discovery Plus has been a godsend. I've been really enjoying it, so I'm definitely going to check it out.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. We appreciate it. It's available tomorrow on 420, and it's Chopped 420. Ron Funches, guys. Thanks, Ron. Take care, man. Good luck with everything. All right, we'll see you, bud. All right, nice. And we are going to go right out of Ron into our next guest. And guess what? We got him on Zoom. I can see the man's face right here in front of us with a lovely mural of, I assume, is he and his wife behind him? I'm not sure. Rich Voss!
Hey! What's going on? Is that mural in? Like, I could turn the computer around. That's from our I'm in my podcast room.
Oh. I love it.
I don't know.
Keep it as is. It's perfect.
It's perfect. No, your wife is attempting to kill you with a pillow. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, well, it's funny. Since before the pandemic, we moved out of our townhouse and bought a house.
Yeah.
And which is great. We each have our own bedroom. So, like, after sex, I'm like, hey, look, you got to run. And, I always tell her I'll call her in the morning, but I always give her, like, one of my free CDs as she's leaving.
So that's how it goes. Rich, let me tell you something.
You feel like you're on the road all the time.
To that point, Rich, honestly, the best thing that happened, and Preston's the same way, my wife and I, and Preston and his wife, they sleep in separate bedrooms. At a certain point, once you finally fess up and you can say to your partner, I hate the way you sleep, it makes a world of difference.
I take it to another level, and I go breathe. But before the pandemic, I was coming in late.
Yeah.
And I snore, and I would wake her up and stuff, And the transition from marriage to roommate isn't that hard. It's not that
No. There's not a lot of adjusting.
I'm living a nightmare now. Let me try to run this down as quick as I can. Okay, a leak in my living room ceiling, just a little leak. That leads, then it rained. I thought I patched it up, then it's leaking again. I'm getting headaches. I'm going, do we have mold? Mold is checked. I get ripped off. The guy, $1,300 to check it. Then the guy calls and says, I can remove it for $6,000. I go, what? What about cash? And then he goes, $2,000. I go, oh, from 6 to 2? No. So I go with another company. So the mold removal, I'm at $3,000 now at the mold removal. Still a couple of headaches. So I go get eyeglasses. No more headaches.
Yeah.
And now I'm getting a new roof right now as we speak. The leak was coming through the valley. Fix the valley. It'll come back or do a roof. I'm doing a roof. They rip off the shingles. Knock on my door this morning. You need new plywood. It went from a small leak to about $16,000.
All right. So let me ask you something with this, Rich. So that whole notion of how much and you offer the cash and the guy comes from 6 down to 2. That's how you know you're being hosed. But does that ploy get you deals a lot? If you can pony up the cash, do you find it does work?
Oh, listen, people love cash because I myself pay taxes, but a lot of people don't, so they get cash.
It's true.
They get cash and they don't have to, But also, too, I don't know if I can claim. I guess I can claim it. I'm still paying it. Like next year on my taxes, I could take out for home improvements, I would imagine. It doesn't matter whether I pay cash or not. But, they all want cash. What, are you kidding me? Yeah. I love after a gig, if I ever get cash that I declare, they call me Harry Honest.
That's your name, Harry Honest.
Yeah. So I don't know. But it's just, here's the thing. We bought this house, and one property away, they're building 190-unit townhouses that no real estate agent told us. So we were looking at our back deck. We have an acre of property, and we look at our deck and see nothing but woods. A week after we moved in, we heard bulldozers.
Oh, my God.
And if I showed you a picture of what's going up, there's one property dividing us and 190 units.
So so you don't have any legal recourse with that, right? I mean, they got you.
Here's the thing. I thought about it, and then I said to myself, why, if I go after this girl who's a real estate agent in her company, and then I said, you know what? If that townhouses were there, I still would have bought this house.
Okay.
So why try to ruin her life?
Right.
Listen, she's stupid. She was stupid. She was not,
Yeah.
It was just the house was being flipped from another real estate agent I never met. And so, this girl just is trying to sell a house.
Well, in this case, so I mean, what was your house like before? Were you a lot more cramped in, or
it was a townhouse?
Okay, so this is at least you have an acre of land.
Yeah, I have an acre. I mean, I have my golf net in the back. I set up my archery target in the back. We have a big garden. I mean, it's kind of like the dog has a place to run. It's good. So big deal. So there's 190 people looking down on us, or however. And listen, that kind of excites me. I would just go to my wife, hey, lift the curtain up.
Put on a show. Yeah.
Look, maybe we'll hit bonus for once in our life. So you guys have been working from day one, right?
Yeah, we've been in the studio. There was just a brief period where we thought a couple might have been exposed and worked from home, but we've been here plugging away. So, and honestly, that's why we find it hard. We talk about this often. A lot of times we're blessed. Also, you hear people who are like just going stir crazy, like people who've been living in the city or been like just in a can, not able to get out, not able to have any place to go to, and it's it's nothing we've dealt with. Really, our schedules have pretty much remained the same.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like I said, we had this. I was doing landscaping through the summer and spring and summer. Then finally, golf course open. I did some outdoor gigs and stuff. Always wore my mask. I went into the supermarket the other day and I forgot to wear my mask. and everybody is staring at me like I'm a Trump supporter, and I'm neutral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I ran to the car and I got my Confederate flag mask. And I walked in. There's a little bit. Rich Voss snuck in. What a hack! I stink. I really hate my life. But
you did a good job. It was seamless.
By the way, Rich, I failed to mention at the top. Rich is playing Helium on Wednesday.
Yes.
I got to make sure I get that in there for sure.
You can get more of this.
Yes, you can definitely get more of this. But it's a midweek show, which is kind of a rare thing, which is really cool that you're going to be down here during the middle of the week.
Yeah, Wednesday night I'll be there.
Yeah,
come in. You know,
that's got to be. Everyone we've talked to is coming back online. We had Bill Burr and we had Bob Saget on last week, and you can tell they're just beyond jazzed to get in front of audiences again.
Well, yeah, you want it. Some places are so weird. Like some, last July I did a show behind plexiglass because you know what? COVID can't go around or under it. COVID looks at plexiglass and oh hey, there's plexiglass. So luckily last summer we were doing a lot of outdoor shows. We taped this special last summer. Colin put together on HBO Max. It was Colin Quinn and Friends, and we did a show to people in their cars. It was like a drive-in show.
Yeah, there was footage of you of playfully mocking Colin. It was hilarious. It was making the rounds.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I hosted it, and Colin closed. And I talk about this on stage, but when you do TV, you go into the clubs to practice.
Yeah.
Get your set. And we're doing a drive-in, so I went to 4 different parking lots in my town. And I think I had my best set at Kohl's. They love me.
Nice.
You killed at Kohl's?
You killed at Kohl's, man. Nice.
I killed outdoors at Kohl's. So luckily, I've been working, and if I had to go inside, I brought my own microphone, a mask. I haven't sold merchandise in a year. I don't go out really.
Yeah.
And, we had this tour going right before the Creeps with Kids tour. It was me, Bobby Kelly, Bennington, and Florentine. And, we're selling 800, 1,000, 1,200 seats, and all of a sudden, boom, no work. Done.
It's an astonishing thing when you think about some industries. And you think of besides in the world. So Live Nation, obviously, gigantic Live Nation. Ruling the world goes to nothing,
right?
Like nothing, and so that's what you guys, were dealing with too. As everyone's heads were spinning. No one knew how to get a beat on what was going on, but now it has to feel, at least at some level, that there's the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, okay. You gotta look. I'm never gonna make up. I'm not gonna make up what I lost,
right?
But the thing is, and it's not like it used to be, and it's different than it will be. It's just things are different. That's all. I've done so many Zoom podcasts over the year. People that would have asked me to do their podcast, and I would have hung up. And then I look, now I look forward to, I'm doing my mailman's podcast. You know what I mean? Like
sure,
somebody.
Yeah, of course. Do you know of anybody in particular who's really? I mean. Do you know of anybody whose career has come to an end because they I mean, you're along in your career. You've had a lot of success. You're known in the industry, but do you think there are some people who just I got to tap out?
Oh yeah, I would imagine. I mean, there's comics that live in New York or Queens or Brooklyn. In a 1-bedroom or a 1-room. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Right there is enough to just drive you nuts. 2, there's comics that only work New York. They were city comics that would bounce around, make ends meet by doing 5, 6 shows on a Friday, 5, 6 on a Saturday. So there were no New York clubs open. Luckily, my wife, who's brilliant, had a lot of writing jobs during COVID. She's head writer for the Independent Spirit Awards or whatever that's coming up.
Yeah.
She created a sitcom. She created a show for Jessica Kirson, with Peacock. So my wife had income coming in from writing and stuff. I did some gigs outdoors, whatever. But I saw, there's comics that really look. It's not only people just could not afford to go a year without getting paid.
Right.
Yeah, but you guys have been like hustling for your whole lives, so this is just a new way. You just had to figure out and find a new way to hustle, don't you think?
Yeah, well, I mean, look. I said it. I've worked for everything I got in life. No one's given me. I'm not, and then I got one of these PPP loans, and I'm going, oh, look at me! Finally, I get, something. I get over or whatever. And 2 weeks later, the whole thing's going towards my roof. So
yeah, of course, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Nothing is free in this world.
Yeah.
For some people that were born that way, great. But to me, and this is just my opinion, to me, the best comics are the ones that had this dysfunctional, suffering upbringing. Not saying you have to be a great comic, but Bobby Kelly, Norton, all the ones I like, Colin, Stan, all these people, they're all broken toys.
It is kind of weird, and you certainly, we've talked about your history and all the stuff that you went through, and and it's wild. It's wild that you end up here, but now you're in a good place, a much better place, and your wife is also a really good director. Yes. And I think there's a message coming in, but yeah. So are you seeing things like that in the works? Because you've written punch-up scripts, and you've written for you work for the Academy Awards. You've done stuff like that. So is any of that stuff in the queue for you?
Well, for myself, I don't like sitting down writing for my wife, who's writing for this guy. He's the producer. I wrote when Kevin Hart was hosting the Comedy Central, the roast of, I don't know who it was, but Kevin Hart hosted it. Right. And I'm friends with Kevin, so I said, let me send you some jokes, because I've known him forever. Right. And then I sent him some, and all of a sudden they called me and said, hey, Kevin wants you to write. There was like a week left, and so I sent in some stuff, and then the head producer calls me and goes, do you have anything right now for today? I go, look, I'm playing golf. Listen, I didn't sign on to sit around for 8 hours a day writing. I can't do it. I'd lose my mind. I'll do punch-up. If somebody sends me a script or I could punch it up in a second. I've sat on the set with Chris, on movies where, I would punch stuff up. But my wife is the writer. I can't sit down,
But that's a cool thing. But what is that like to be a guy, like you're with Chris Rock, and you're punching up? I mean, how does that work? You're just sitting there, they come over and say, Rich, how do we change this? How do we do this? Or are you just off to the side barking out stuff?
Well, no, here's, it depends what, you'll sit in watch the scene go on, and if you have something that you even if you say, come in from this angle or do not a director, but if you see something that might enhance the scene or the line, a joke. Listen, you might be on a movie set like that and get five lines in the whole movie, if you know what I mean. Or and you can't keep running back and forth. Right. You got to you got to think, okay, this will help. Okay. This will make it, because there's a couple comics, and Chris is smart. He brings comics on. I was working for Chris on these movies. He's a smart guy. Because you can't see everything. You can't see everything, so.
I think your roof guy's knocking on the door.
I'm sorry. They were supposed to do this Saturday. And the shingles didn't come Friday. Now they're doing it now, and I felt bad. I didn't want to. I'm all the way in the basement next to my career, and I didn't know that you could hear. I didn't know you could hear them banging all the way.
It's fine. It's actually, we actually kind of like this. Listen, we talked about this whole Zoom thing and the fact that we've lost a little bit of something in one aspect. We've gained some stuff like with this, and we seeing your wife murdering you in the background. That's something we would have gotten otherwise. So
yeah. Ron Funches is on before me. He's got 40 different TV shows, and I'm sitting in front of a failed podcast poster. Okay,
So things are looking up, is what you're saying.
Listen, here's it's so funny with all this. I met Ron a couple times. He's a great guy. I like him. He's a nice guy, really down to earth, sweetheart guy. But I'm a comic. I love anything else that comes along is a bonus. When people go, "You're not an actor," yeah, I'm a comic. If I listen, I was in the movie King of Staten Island. Bonnie and I had a nice scene.
I remember. Yes, and Bill Burr was in it as well. We were talking about it. It's a solid movie.
So that's a bonus.
Yeah.
I do stand up. That's like saying to a doctor, "Hey, how come you don't do root canal?" I don't know. Maybe because I'm a heart surgeon. So, listen, comedy. I'll always work.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm doing a show in a treehouse. I'm gonna work.
Yeah.
I got a big backyard. I'll set a stage up on my deck.
Well, you've got 190 people that you can play to.
Exactly, in your backyard. Well, you at least have that at Helium, right?
Yeah.
Helium is a real deal. We love Helium, and I mean, listen, I'm thinking people are gonna be jacked to go see you.
Yeah.
So Wednesday night show, a special show. That's cool.
Yeah.
And Wednesdays, the weather's supposed to be excellent. So
yeah. So it's going to be solid. Rich, we got to wrap. We're doing this contest we got to go to, but yeah, it's always great to talk to you, man, and it's good that we're kind of face to face, which is cool.
Well, I'm sorry about the banging, but this is what I hear in my head all day long. But I'm sorry, if it interrupted. But I love coming on, and thank you for having me. Come out Wednesday night. I don't fail on stage. I might fail in overall in life.
Right. But not on stage.
No, we can vouch for you. You're hilarious, and we love having you on.
All right, Rich.
Thanks for having me.
Good to see you, buddy. Anytime. Rich Voss, guys, Wednesday at Helium Comedy Club, a special midweek show, which is cool. Rich is great, man. He killed at our last Camp Out for Hunger that we had him out. He killed it. He was
I'm in the basement with my career. I
love it. All right, we do have to take a break. We're going to get back. We'll do the money clip. We'll do the B file. These things are on the way. Stay close. We won't be gone long.
presents Preston and Steve's Bizarre File.
Let's begin, shall we? A breakfast burrito with an unusual lump caught the attention of a TSA agent in Texas.
Oh, no.
The officer was conducting a routine security check of carry-on luggage in Houston when something unidentified appeared on the X-ray screen. When an officer asked for the burrito to be unwrapped, the traveler insisted it was only food. Again, the officer asked for the burrito to be unwrapped. The officer screened the burrito a second time, revealing what appeared to be black tape around a large organic mass. Suspicious of the ingredients, the officers asked Houston police to assist, and they determined the lump was crystal meth.
Crystal meth burritos.
I got to say, the breakfast burrito is kind of a unique, that was a good idea.
It is a good idea.
Yeah.
Is that on the menu anyplace?
Although transportation security officers don't actively screen for illicit drugs at airport security checkpoints, they are required to contact airport law enforcement when they come across suspected drugs in carry-on luggage or on a passenger.
Don't they usually pat down burritos?
You would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not in Texas.
Yeah, probably not.
A heated argument sparked flames where investigators say a man took care of more than just his dirty laundry. Sheriff's deputies responded to a home on Thursday night for a reported fire. Neighbors said that they had no idea what sparked it until now. According to Jim Townsend, he said, "I never saw any flames, just some smoke, and firefighters pounding on my door, so I come upstairs and left the house." Townsend was surprised to learn that his neighbor, 44-year-old Wade Hotchkiss, is charged with setting the duplex they both live in on fire. Prosecutors said a woman confronted Hotchkiss about being unfaithful. An investigator said Hotchkiss went upstairs with a lighter and started the fire while the woman and 2 children were inside.
I'm so faithful, I'm going to burn your house down.
Fire crews arrived in just 3 minutes. They discovered that a laundry basket was on fire, as was the entire door, the entry door to the one of the bedrooms. The hot hamper burned through part of an interior door and ruined about $100 in clothes. The total property damage was estimated to be about $25. Hotchkiss is charged with a laundry list of crimes.
Hot Hamper would be a good band name.
Hot Hamper?
Yeah.
All right, how about this? People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals has put up a billboard near the main office of Hickman's Family Farms, blaming meat and egg eaters for the death of more than 165,000 chickens.
Again with the chickens.
The black billboard reads...
It's carnage out there.
It reads, "In memory of the chickens killed in a nearby fire."
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming today.
Oh, the eulogy.
We honor these chickens, these majestic birds who have died once again, needlessly, at the hands of corporations who care not for the souls and the majesty of these magnificent animals.
It says that if the billboard said if everyone were vegan, it wouldn't have happened.
And now a montage of some of our favorite chicken moments from the past year.
Don't let your
Cluck, cluck, we miss you. In memoriam, Mr. Bangles, cluck, cluck, Scratchy.
Bebo.
Yeah. Beaky. Nugget. Mr. Fingers.
so tired.
Dippin' sauce.
Standing on the air.
Wow, that must have been
beautiful.
That must have been
not a dry eye in the house.
Very emotional. So 2 of Hickman's 10-lane barns caught fire Saturday, March 6th. Farm confirmed that about 165,000 egg-laying hens died. The Hickman said at the time that they hope to rebuild. Both local businesses and out-of-state companies rallied around the family-owned business. PETA, however, would rather Hickman's and businesses like it shut down. It announced plans for the billboard just a few days after the fire. PETA said, a spokesperson said, every hen who died in that fire was a thinking, feeling individual who found themselves crammed into a filthy shed and exploited. If PETA's billboard encourages just one person to break their egg habit, we'll have done something good for some hens and for that human. A small plane crashed into a pond at a country club in Venice, Florida on Saturday. Sheriff's office said that they assisted the FAA with the crash. It happened at the Pelican Point Golf and Country Club.
So what size plane was it, like a Piper Cub or something?
It was like a Cessna or something along those lines. So the small plane made an emergency landing after experiencing engine problems. Deputies said that the plane had 2 people on board when it crashed into the pond. One person was taken to the hospital for observation. Now, with that, another landing took place, crash landing.
I saw this.
In Florida, a World War II plane made an emergency landing in the water during the Cocoa Beach Air Show on Saturday.
The footage was really cool. The pilot did a great job.
Yeah, the TBM Avenger performing and the Warbird Parade had a mechanical issue, and the pilot was able to bring the plane down close to the shore. Rescue personnel were immediately on the scene, and the pilot is okay. The air show said in a statement that video shows the plane landing in the ocean near the shore, narrowly missing multiple people in the water. There's a lot of people that were close by where he came down. The pilot declined medical service after being rescued, and no one was injured from the landing. The plane's propeller can be seen not working in another video that caught the action. A witness said it looked like the pilot pulled it up at the last moment and avoided any spectators. There were loads of people on the water, and then I saw him on top of the plane, it looked like he was okay. He wasn't sputtering. He was sputtering down the beach and was like, oh, he doesn't sound good. And so they started filming and managed to catch the landing.
Folks, anyone who lost their heads are going to get free tickets to the next air show.
All right, and there you go. That is what we have in the beef hour. We have to do this.
93.3 WMMR. It's time for a Preston and Steve Money Clip.
Oh, God, I love you.
Now, here's your Money Clip keyword.
Let's do this. The word is exclusive. EXCLUSIVE. That is this hour's word, exclusive. And you have until 15 minutes after the hour to enter that. There are 3 ways for you to do that. You can text it, our special contest short code, which is 45911. Or if you'd like to be entered for the $10,000 grand prize, enter it via the MMR app or at WMMR.com. One random entry wins $500 in our company-wide contest, and that person will get a call from Beasley. So make sure that you answer your phone. Contest rules are available at WMMR.com. It is sponsored by Hyundai City. So again, the word is exclusive, and you have until 15 minutes after the hour to get it into us. We wish you luck. We'll take a break, come back in a second. Lesson, question, trash, music, news, those things are on the way.
Preston and Steve.
93.3 WMMR. The Preston and Steve Small Business Love You, Help You line.
Hi, this is Bikes Built Better. We are an independent motorcycle shop in
grandmother, my best friend. It goes without saying that we are all indebted to the women who have given us life, for without them, there would be no music. The series premiere, featuring Dan Reynolds of Imagine Dragons and his mother Christine, will air on May 6th. Set for publication on September 7th is the first major biography of Led Zeppelin's late drummer, the legendary John Bonham. Beast, John Bonham and the Rise of Led Zeppelin by author C.M. Cushions will be released via Hachette Books, with Dave Grohl supplying the 384-page tomes forward. According to the press release, John Bonham first learned to play drums at the age of 5, and despite never taking formal lessons, began drumming for local bands immediately upon graduating from secondary school. Bonham was recruited to join the band, who would eventually become known as Led Zeppelin, and before that year was out, Bonham and his 3 bandmates would become the richest rock band in the world. To this day, Bonham is posthumously described as one of the most important, well-known, and influential drummers in rock, topping best of lists describing him as inimitable, all-time great. So that should be pretty interesting.
That sounds cool.
And he was a hard partier, too, man. So there'll be some stories in there. And speaking of books, Mick Jagger maintains that fans will never see an autobiography from him. Jagger, who reportedly gave back in advance for a memoir years ago, told the BBC Radio that although he had the time to complete a book during the pandemic, he ultimately passed. He was publicizing his new team-up with Dave Grohl on the new track Easy Sleazy.
I was in Tiger King.
Which, by the way, that's the third story in a row, including that includes Dave Grohl.
Yeah.
Regarding many of his peers penning their memoirs while homebound during the shutdown, Jagger explained, I could have done that, yeah. It was the thing that people started doing, writing. I think in the 80s I started it, and I was offered a lot of money. The money was the seductive part of it. So when I actually started to get into it, I really didn't enjoy it, reliving my life.
I don't like it.
He said, to the detriment of living in the now. If you want to write an autobiography, this is not a process you can do in a week. It takes a lot out of you. It takes a lot of reliving emotions, reliving friendships, reliving ups and downs. He recalled working on his first draft decades ago, admitting it wasn't the most enjoyable, to be honest. It was all simply dull and upsetting, and there really weren't that many highs out of it. So I just said I can't be bothered with this and gave the money back to my publisher and said that I'd do it another day. That was the end of it. I think later I said something stupid like I'd written it and couldn't remember any of it, but it really wasn't that. I just didn't enjoy the process, he said.
I think it'd be kind of difficult to do that.
Yeah, it'd be
go
very
through your
difficult.
life.
And then finally, sad news of passing a gentleman by the name of Mike Mitchell, co-founding lead guitarist for the Kingsmen, best known for their 1963 rock classic Louie Louie, died of a heart attack on his birthday, April 16th, at the age of 77. Mitchell, who launched the band back in 1959, remained the sole original member of the group, still performing with the Kingsmen. Louie Louie, which was originally recorded by its composer Richard Berry back in 1955, became a top 2 hit for the Kingsmen in 1963. The tune, which has become a frat rock perennial, courted trouble for its slurred lead vocal, which led many to assume that the band was masking obscene lyrics. And after several years of the FBI trying to nail the group, a federal judge found that the record's lyrics were actually unintelligible at any speed. That's what they said. Can you believe what they used to get all worried about?
Yeah, they used to go crazy for this crap.
Yeah. We're trying to figure out obscenities in music. The Kingsmen followed Louie Louie with 2 other top 20 hits, 1964's Money, which hit number 16, and the band's second biggest hit, 1965's The Jolly Green Giant, which was a novelty song that peaked at number 4. So Mike Mitchell, guitarist for the Kingsmen, passed.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah,
and it was a cover.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And you know what? This morning I went and I listened to the original because I've never heard it before. It's a good song. It's completely different than this.
It's Lewis.
But now that I hear the lyrics, because you can hear them clearly in the original, now you know what he's essentially singing, but he's just kind of blah, 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 mouthing his way through it instead of singing it clearly.
What was the FBI's investigation if the original lyrics existed?
But they thought that because he was slurring them that he was masking some kind of obscene message. I don't know, man.
Agent Johnson, we believe he's saying pee-pee and vagina.
Yeah, let's get on this. They formed a special team for that to track that down. All right, and there you go.
The bottom of this.
That's all I got for you. That's your music news. Let's take a break. Let's come back in a second. Letter of the day, word of the week prize. Then we hand it over to Pierre, and more chances to win money all day long here on MMR. We'll be right back.
Preston and Steve on 93.3 WMMR.
Do you?
Prize of $300 to give away from Aspiration. With an Aspiration debit card, you can choose to plant a tree. With every purchase, you'll get up to 10% cash back at environmentally friendly partners and access up to 20 times the interest of a traditional bank. Get complete details when you sign up for a better world at aspiration.com/green. Take a moment to thank our sponsors. Preston and Steve Show brought to you today by Acme Markets, fresh foods, local flavors, and also Dunkin', the official coffee of the Preston and Steve Show. Tomorrow on our program, Tuesday, we'll give away some free ink. It will be a Tat Tuesday. So if you've always wanted a Preston and Steve tattoo, get yourself set. We will have your chance to win that tomorrow. And we'll also have joining us as a guest Brian Skerry, who is from, and not scary like scary. It's Skerry. From National Geographic. We'll be checking in.
The Secret Life of Whales is this new show that's coming out on Disney Plus.
Looks good.
Yeah, he's one of the executive producers on it. Looks really good.
Nice. So that, and we'll get into more tomorrow. That's it. Yeah. So make sure you join us. Ray John, have yourself a great day, and we will see you tomorrow, gang. Bye-bye.